Oh, check this story out. This is going to make your mind baffle and insane. There's a reason why I have my channel, besides called CMN. But there's a reason why I have my channel that says First Amendment of Free Speech and Press. There's a good reason why. I have it because I believe we are entitled to have a freedom of speech. Even if it infringes and it hurts people, words like that, as long as you're not making death threats and derogatory comments like that. If you go up to a cop and call him a fat pig and flip him up, that's freedom of speech. And we have freedom of press to report the news, to bring awareness about it, to bring the truth out there. Well, we got cops there that are trying to silence your press and to go after the newscasters, newspapers, journalists, and reporters that are out there to expose, to get the truth, and to get the truth out there. Check this out. This is crazy.
Video, a raid of a 98
newspaper
owner's home. Why such an extraordinary staff by law enforcement? Why would they do this? Let's remind you of some things and show you that brand new video.
Check this out.
Right?
Yes.
Calling Eric Myers.
Don't you touch any of that stuff.
Ma'am.
This is my house.
Ma'am.
And you
We'll be out of here pretty quick.
get them out of here. They're here. You young. Your mother loved you. You love the mother. You're police chief. You're the chief. Oh God. Get out of my house. You're the truth. Get out. Stand up.
Look how many cops there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in a 98-year-old grandmother's home. Unbelievable.
Outside. You can stand outside that door and still see them. I don't want you in my house. I don't want you if you do not take them. What can you do?
She's right.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be in the town either. You're the chief.
Really?
98
And you
years
condone
old,
that shit,
and this is what
Chief?
we're doing. Let's talk about the
buck
motivation.
stops on you, and you need to be
We'll
fired.
get to that. But let's remind you of the raid on the Marion County Records offices, too.
Here's why it happened. Check this out. Oh, this is the workplace.
There they are. What are they looking for? Personal items? Work-issued phones? Well, they're just taking it all. These guys don't look very professional.
No.
Okay, but
That's how we'll just take it all.
yes, if that's what we want to do here. But you see them methodically going through who signed the warrant, who did this. Yeah, we're going to get to all that.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Got to kind of dig and kind of look under the hood a little bit and see what's going on in a small town. That new video surfaced showing the harrowing home raid of 98-year-old Marion County Records owner Joan Meyer. Which allegedly contributed to her death. She died just 24 hours later.
Because she was so stressed out, she wouldn't eat, could not sleep. It just affected her so much that it made her collapse. And she was the co-owner of that Kansas newspaper as well, too, with her son.
Saw how angry she was in the footage. Get out of my home. She was right. It's a disgrace. Gideon Cody, every officer in the Marion Police Department stormed into the Marion County Records offices Friday with a search warrant. They seized computers and servers. They raided the home of the editor and publisher Eric Meyer and his 98-year-old mother Joan. Again, the paper's co-owner. This is from the New York Post. So this is a national headlines. You really stepped in it, didn't you? Huh, boys? She died the following day of shock and grief, Meyer said. Stressed and unable to sleep when police seized her computer and smart speaker, as well as her son's cell phone and even his router. He had answered the door thinking it was her Meals on Wheels delivery. At the start of the video, visibly upset Meyer asked her Alexa smart speaker to call her son. His phone can be heard ringing in the background, but it's not answered, as it had already been seized by police, the paper reported. So what's the origin of the raid?
We're going to get to it.
We got the answer for you. It started with a disgruntled restaurant owner who fears
this fucking little bitch
information that could have affected her getting a liquor license.
You know why she can't
Is
get
it
a
me or
liquor
does she look a little
license?
like Faye Dunaway?
We're gonna find out.
You ever see the movie, Mommy Dearest? Everyone's
yeah.
seen it. It's what she looks like to me. But there I go, getting off track again. So there's this. She was upset. Okay, again, she's seeking that liquor license for her
she
restaurant.
can't seek one.
She didn't care for the reporter who used a public state database to confirm she lost her driver's license over a DUI. I swear, only thing missing is the cigarette. Because the movie star always had the cigarette going.
Oh, yeah.
The record was allegedly in possession of leaked documents that could have gotten Newell's liquor license revoked, including evidence that the restaurateur had been convicted of drunk driving and continued to operate a vehicle without a license. The paper, however, chose not to report the story. Instead, for some reason, they notified police. Believing the records it was given by source may have been unlawfully obtained. So what did the police do? What was the response to that? Well, the search warrant against the record identifies two pages worth of items that law enforcement officers were allowed to take, including, as we said, computer software, hardware, digital communications, cellular network servers, hard drives, items with passwords, utility records, and all documents and records pertaining to Newell. Must be a powerful lady.
Must be real
the warrant
powerful.
Specifically targeted ownership of...
Yeah, she must be real powerful, getting on forward, sucking that knob to the police chief and a few of the officers, just to make the wheels turn and get what she wants. I know how it works.
Computers
Corruption.
capable of being used to participate in the identity theft of Carrie Newell. Marion Police Chief Gideon Cody was also under investigation by the Marion County Record over sexual misconduct.
Sexual misconduct.
At the time, seized reporters' computers, cell phones, and other documents. Do you smell what's cooking here?
Oh, yeah. Conspiracy!
The Handbasket Substack that his outlet have been contacted by Cody's former colleagues about the claims of sexual misconduct, but that the 6+ anonymous sources ultimately never went on the record, and reporters could not obtain Cody's personnel file. Another one that didn't run, huh? Well, Cody sought the search warrant to find evidence of computer crimes and identity theft after the complaint by Newell. Eric Meyer, distraught by the loss of his mother, says he will not be intimidated. When asked about running the story, an officer, Gideon Cody, here's what he has to say. Okay?
Here it is.
That's going to change in a few minutes. I've got the story sitting on my desk. As soon as I'm off the phone with you, I'm going to edit, and we're going to post it. It's going to say we told the city about his problems in Kansas City, and they didn't listen. The lead is Cody has a shiny exterior, but when you dig deeper,
it's not pretty.
It's not pretty.
Ugly.
Slate with the details here. So now the Marion Record is going a little tabloid here. It kind of sounds like the Post, okay? Daily News. And I don't blame him. He said it's going to change. That's first step. We don't have a named source, but we have more than 6 sources for this information. To be honest, we probably should have run this before, but we wanted to do things the way they do them around here, to be careful, to be gentle, to run it by everyone and give council a chance to take action. But now
we're running it.
We're running it.
We're going
Meyer
for
said
it.
he is
Metal
determined
to
to get
pedal,
the paper
baby.
out, adding, we will produce
Balls
the
to the
newspaper. Our
wall.
deadline is midnight Tuesday. He added that other newspapers have rallied to help. We have had people offering to get in their cars from Texas and offer to drive their computers to us. It's what's in the computer that's the problem, and we're going to get that, he said. The Joplin Globe providing extra details. Max, this is just a nasty cesspool of individual entitlement.
This is an ugly anarchy.
You know, at the law. I thought you wanted the law upheld. This is about personal ambition, and I can do what I want because I wear a badge.
This is about revenge.
And I'm sure there's other things you could fill in, but it's disgusting now.
Yeah, and this is why we have a First Amendment. I mean, Joan Meyer is a patriot, and in my opinion, she died defending the First Amendment. From police who didn't want the truth to be told, from business interests in her community who put themselves ahead of the truth. And we've seen this national response come forward in defense of this. And the fact that they are still publishing is a reminder that you do not make enemies with people who buy ink by the barrel, because they will protect their rights, and these people should be cheered. I mean, this is one of the core fundamental freedoms in our country, the freedom of the press to report the truth. And if police are going to use their police power to repress that right, they deserve to have their faces portrayed on every single newspaper in this country. And we didn't get every one, but it's close.
Yeah. And here's what I would like to see. Listen, Mr. Meyer talks about getting support from other papers, members of the media. I don't think it's big enough. A lot of people are covering this. It's salacious. But I'd like to see all members of the media stand up and just scream it from the mountaintop how dangerous this is. And I'd also like to see the public understand. I understand. A lot of people hate the media. Thanks, Don, and some other people. But they need to understand why we're here, no? And it does.
You know, I think sometimes people hate the media when they don't like the news or the nature of the news, or when it's like, you know, conspiracies, like mass shootings like that. But the media always wants to tell the truth out there and to make people aware out there. And news media is a very effective tool out there. That's why it's protected in the First Amendment of freedom of press. And people have the right to have the First Amendment to freedom to assemble, to go out there, you know, to do like activism, to say to boycott and stuff like that, and to assemble out there.
Doesn't seem like there's enough outrage about what was done here. Media shapes minds. It reinforces stereotypes sometimes. It can bark back at the establishment. It can correct wrongs and lies. How come people aren't more outraged?
Well, I think there really is a sense of complacency here. I mean, we rarely see outrages this clear. And this was not just wrong, it was illegal. And you don't need to take my word for it. The judge who issued that warrant invalidated it as having been obtained under false pretenses. I mean, this is definitionally what a police state does. And we either have a First Amendment protecting the press or we don't. And for now, at least, it seems that since they've been caught, this is the First Amendment is standing up. But my worry is what happens to another paper where this happens, where there isn't an outlet they can go to, where there isn't something that they can do. We know that this is not an isolated incident. Police hate nothing more than accountability and transparency.
Bingo, exactly why. They don't like when you try to correct their wrongs, you try to hold accountable, and it's about transparency. Yeah, they don't like when you expose them like that. Or when you film them, or you stand up for rights. No, cops don't do that. A lot, and that's the problem with these fraud or dweebs networks. You know, these, you know, the Back to Blue people, the only Blue Lives Matter. They think we should just comply and obey the law and do whatever the cops say, and we should give up our rights to answer on any and all their questions. No, we have the First Amendment to assemble that to stand up for our rights. See, when you got pussification of America, you got nefarious cops go out there abusing their power to censor, to silence your freedom of speech and press out there. We have a huge problem.
And we need to be supporting in law protections for newspapers like this beyond the First Amendment.
They're already hurting. Print media is already hurting. Funds are dwindling, and yet there are papers, there are establishments who are persevering.
Ever since our founding fathers.
I guess my only other thing would be, is there a way for us to indict Donald Trump for this too?
I hope he does.
There may not be, but there's certainly going to be a police chief facing some potential criminal liability here.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you get a perp walk.
Yep. Just like many months ago, that police chief of Memphis, when they killed Tyree Nichols, she was putting a scrutiny on the spotlight. Yep. And that's the thing. Cops don't like you when you film like that. You always hear like videos say, oh, cops tell you that, oh, you know, to turn off your camera or go to jail, or you're interference, you're obstruction. No, when you're on the public center, you have the right to film like that. When they're trying to cover up, do some shady nefarious stuff, tell you to stop filming, that's red flags. You're like, hell no, I'm standing up for my First Amendment right here, right now. If you want me to stop filming, take me to jail and get a warrant for my phone. I mean, that's the thought of the day. Anyways, I'm out here, my job. Peace out.